Good evening. We're back at it again. Today we're doing floor presses and some assistance movements. Carrying on with the cluster sets. I really enjoyed the squat training, although I was very sore. I've not been that sore from leg training in a good while, so shows it was good. Fully recovered now though, so that's good. It took me, I can't remember when the session was. It's taken me at least 5 days to recover fully, put it that way. But yeah, so floor press today. There it is. I've got 225 for you American people on the bar at the moment. That's 100 kilos for all us Brits across the pond. So this is just warm up weight. So yeah, got 152 for my top weight today for 10 singles every 20 seconds. So we'll see how we get on. But yeah, for now I'll just keep them warming up. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, getting through it. Got 120 kilos now on the bar. So still warming up. Going to do a couple of reps here, not too many, probably like 2 or 3, and then depending on how this feels, I'll make the decision on the weight jump. I usually choose on what weights to jump to depending on how previous weights feel. I think that's the best way to do it. Any of you guys out there, you know, watching all these big 900 plus pound squatters, 600 plus pound benches and all this sort of thing, and you see them going up, you know, 20 kilo plates at a time, you know, they're in a different league. They're elites, and their levels of strength, they can make bigger jumps. If you're, you know, not benching that much, if you're benching, you know, anywhere between, you know, 2 and 3.5 plates, I would take smaller jumps. I would do between 10 and 20 kilo jumps maximum. That's not each side, that's total bar weight. So that'd be like a 5 kilo plate each side, or a 10 kilo plate each side. It's a lot safer, and you can auto-regulate your warm-ups that way. It's good to get used to making bigger jumps. At the same time, it's also good to have the discipline to not just be a meathead and chuck a plate on, chuck a plate on, chuck a plate on. Before you know it, you're at 90% or above of your max, and you've only done a couple of warm-up sets before then. And obviously that gives injury risk, that gives risk of just not performing as well as you want, and then you feel like a very silly goose for the rest of the day. So I'm going to shut up now, do this warm-up set, and then I'll see what comes next. Okay, so warm-ups are done now. Gonna be moving on to my working clusters next. There's 120 for 3. Felt how it looked. Very easy, very comfortable. So you saw after that, 3 plates aside, it's 140 kilos. Just did a single. Don't need to do any more than that. Felt good, felt comfortable, felt nice and smooth. Yeah, so lots of confidence going into the clusters, so see how I get on. So I'm going to load the bar for them now, and well, you'll see in a bit. So before I start my clusters for floor press, I just want to talk about something you might be interested in, you might not be interested in. So if you're not interested, then you can always skip past this bit, go straight to the clusters. This is my intra-workout drink. It's basically a homemade isotonic drink. I'll tell you exactly what is in it. We have about a good teaspoon of honey. We have 1 whole lemon squeezed. You can see some of the little pips floating around in there. We have about 6 grams of creatine monohydrate, and we have a good pinch of sea salt in there as well, and you fill up with water. Like I said, it's just like a homemade isotonic drink. I've had this before. I've done this a few times now, and I have to say it is really good. The muscle pumps you get on it are really good. So you go away from training feeling like a big walking erection, which is always good. And you get a lot of energy, and this is sort of like very higher intensity sort of training. The pace is very fast. There's a lot of volume. When I talk about intensity, it's heavy weights, so that's true for intensity. That is high intensity, but I kind of mean intensity from a bodybuilding standpoint as well, which is the feeling of the session. It's a very hard, very intense session. It's literally what bodybuilders mean when they talk about intensity. When something is hard and intense, and you know, you have to grit your teeth to get through the workout. That's what it is like. That's the sort of feeling these workouts have. From a S&C coaching standpoint, strength and conditioning, intensity refers to how high up the percentage scale you are, you know, to your 1 rep max. So if anyone's confused when they see strength athletes talk about intensity and a bodybuilder talk about intensity, that is the difference. Bodybuilders are going off a feeling. Strength athletes, strength and conditioning coaches go off 1 rep max percentages. So there you go. Anyway, that's enough jibber jabber. I'm gonna crack on. Wish me luck. Oh, that was a bit bumpy. So, as you probably gathered from the last video, if you watched the last video, I train outside under a carport. Now, it's very good for keeping the rain and the snow off your head, but it's not efficient for keeping the wind out. And I got to about rep number 7 on 152.5. Which, if that was a straight set, that'd probably be a PB. But I got to rep number 7, so I had literally 3 reps to go. And the wind blew this white thing, over on top of me. And as I was bringing the weight down, which put me off, I loosened up, all my air went out, my head went, and guess what? I got pinned. So I had to do a very stylish dump with the barbell forward so I didn't smash my face in. Yeah, not what you want to happen when you're by yourself. But thankfully I've slimmed down a little bit, so my stomach didn't get crushed. So yeah, that's why the video cut short. I thought I'd put a few good reps in so it doesn't go on too long. And then we'll move on. So that's happened. I got up, I picked the barbell up, I moved the stuff out of the way, and I actually, because it tripped me up a little bit, I'm not going to lie, I took the weight back down to like 140 to finish it off. So I did 7 reps at 152, and then I did 3 reps at 140 to finish it off. There we go. I've got some cat sets now. Basically speed work sets. Training with intent, I'm sure a lot of you will have heard of that. So I'm going to do those. I can't remember the weight, I think it's like 117.5 or something. So I get those out of the way, 5 sets of 3, 30 seconds rest between, and then I'll film some of the assistance work. Okay, so on to assistance movements now. I've got pull downs for a hypertrophy specific cluster set. So 5 reps every 20 seconds for 5 minutes solid. When I fail 5, switch to 4s. When I fail 4s, switch to 3s. When I fail 3s, switch to 20 seconds when I fail 3s. It's actually supposed to be 15 seconds, I apologise. Every 15 seconds, when I get to, if I fail 5s and fail 4s and get to 3s and fail 3s, change it to 20 seconds. If I fail 3s again with 20 seconds rest, calling it a day. So that is the HSCS, hypertrophy specific cluster sets. So I'm not going to film the whole thing. I'll probably film some of my warm-ups just so you can see me doing pull downs. Put a bit more lifting clips in, and then yeah, I'll video the first couple of them, but I won't film the whole thing because again it's rather lengthy. 5 minutes of solid training, so you know it's rather lengthy. So yeah, here we go. So that was 40 kilos, that felt fine obviously. You can see the sort of rep range I'm doing. I'm coming down as pretty much as far as I can comfortably get it. I can probably squeeze a bit more if I'm completely honest. And I'm coming up with the control and then really feeling the lats stretch for a second or two at the top and then come down again. So that was 40 kilos, that felt fine. I'm gonna go 50 kilos. If that feels really good, I might go 60 kilos and try 60 kilos for the set. But then again, it's 5 minutes constant, so it's quite brutal. So I may stick with 50, but here we go. that feels good. Stick with that though. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, that is no joke. That got hard. The contractions felt really good. I judged it. I called it on when I wasn't able to get a full rep anymore, full range of motion coming down. So when I couldn't get a full range of motion coming down on the 5s, I switched to 4s. When I couldn't get a full range of motion on the 4s, I switched to 3s. When I couldn't get a full range of motion on the 3s anymore, I called it. I'm also nursing my left forearm / bicep at the moment, so I'm supposed to do bicep curls next, because having beefy biceps actually helps a lot with bench press, because it helps with the smushing of everything. You think of everything compacting like a spring, everything smush. The more meat you have, the more everything smushes, and the more power you can create. That's why all big benches weigh over 250 pounds body weight at least, if not in the 300s. So yeah, that felt good though. I'm going to decide in a few moments whether or not I'm going to do the biceps. If not, yeah, we'll see. So see you later. Okay, decided I am going to do the biceps, but I'm doing about 10 kilos lighter than what I would usually do for bicep curls. So I've got 17.5 kilos loaded up. We'll see how my bicep holds up. If it starts hurting in a bad way, then I'll stop. If it's just getting warm and full of blood and getting a nasty pump, then I'll keep going. But that is the plan, so here we go. And it hurts, so I'm not going to do that